somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. This is the Bears Beat Down, baby. What's up, everybody? It's Joey D, and this is the Bears Beat Down. God bless. How you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Hope all is well. Hopefully you're staying hydrated in the Chicagoland area because it's a little freaking hot out there. But hope everybody's happy and healthy, and thanks for watching. God bless. This week, we're going to do something different. We're going to talk about my top 10 favorite Chicago Bears players of all time, all right? Of all time. Top 10 for me, J-O-E-Y-D. All right, let's get into it. My number 10 guy was a guy named Mike Brown, who was a safety for the Bears. He played probably about 9 years on the Bears, and he got 20 interceptions for us, 4 TDs. The guy was rock solid, man. For a safety, I love Mike Brown. He was a beast back there. He's actually, you know, there was also the hitman, Gary Fensick back in the day, but I love Mike Brown. He got injured a lot. He got, you know, if he didn't get hurt as much as he did, man, you know what, Mike Brown just had so much potential, and he was just really that good for that team. I just loved him, you know, picking the ball off so many times. You know, it was awesome. Just watching Mike Brown play. If you guys get a chance, actually, any of the players I'm talking about today, if you get a chance, go, you know, Google them. Any of these guys. Mike Brown, though, really good Chicago Bear back in the day. 9 years for the Bears. Mike Brown, how you doing? Next on the list, number 9, is going to be Devin Hester. Who didn't love Devin Hester? I mean, how many great moments did we have with Hester? I mean, from that touchdown, the first play of the game for the Super Bowl against the Colts. I'm watching it. I got my Lou Malnati's pizza right in front of me. Next thing you know, this guy's going. He's going all the way to the end zone. My freaking pizza was on the roof. I'm jumping up. I'm like, we got this. We got this. And then we lost. But anyways, I love Devin Hester. Kick returner, punt returner. He's been a Pro Bowler. He was with us for 8 years, 13 touchdowns. Honestly, he should be a Hall of Famer. He really should, because he actually changed the whole way that the whole kicking and punting game. You know, the teams actually had to respect us just out of fear for Devin Hester. They would actually give us, if they didn't even kick it to him, they'd kick it out of bounds. So that would actually give us better field, you know, yardage, and better. We'd basically start a little further up than we would back at the 20 or something. So Devin Hester was a stud, one of the most electrifying, you know, athletes that I've actually ever seen play. Devin Hester, just honestly, just a bad man. Devin Hester was the man. Devin Hester, how you doing? God bless. Next on the list, at number 8, is Steve Mongo McMichael. Now, he was on the Bears when we won it all, the Super Bowl. He was actually like a defensive tackle, nose tackle for us. One of the guys in the middle, little beef guy. He was, honestly, McMichael was crazy. He was a little nuts. Let's just call a spade, right? Mongo's a beast. The guy was just crazy. You know, maybe he liked to party a little bit before games, have a cocktail or two, go out there and smack you in the face. You know what, we're from Chicago, we kind of like that kind of stuff, right? Just saying, how you doing? You know, he played 13 years. 13 years he was on the Bears, that guy, God bless him. You know, 92 sacks. 92 sacks he had, actually. So, literally, that 92 sacks? Forget about it. How you doing? I wonder how did the 92, how many was against the Packers? So, you know, he was a Pro Bowler. He actually started 101 games. This guy actually was like an Iron Man, all right? And it wasn't Robert Downey Jr. either. How you doing? 101 games this guy started consecutively. Now, to me, they don't make guys like that anymore. You know what I mean? Like guys like Cal Ripken for baseball. The guy was like an iron horse. The guy just kept freaking playing, you know? So, you know, Mongo was number 8. How you doing? God bless. Number 7 for me is Dan Hampton. Danimal. Who didn't love Dan Hampton? Serious, he was the other meat. You know, he was actually, excuse me, the defensive end on the line for one of the greatest team ever, right? The Bears. You know, we won the Super Bowl. The Bears. God bless. How you doing? So Dan Hampton was a beast. 12 years he was here. 57 sacks. Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer. and he was on the Pro Bowl a bunch of times too. Dan Hampton. See, these guys all worked so well together. They just meshed like so well. They were just like a well-oiled machine. Which also we're going to see this year on this guy's on this squad this year. Just saying, that's another conversation for another day. So Dan Hampton's number 7. Dan Hampton, how you doing? God bless. All right. Number 6 on the list of Joey D, greatest Bears of all time. Right? That's just me. Is Richard Dent, another guy from that team. I know. I got a lot of guys from that team and that squad. It was the greatest team ever assembled. Just saying, right? I mean, it's the greatest team ever, right? Greatest football team ever was the Bears when we won. 85 Bears, best team ever. Ever. Forever. Until this year when, when our Bears do what we got to do, they'll probably be right up there too. Dent, he was a defensive end. He actually was on the Bears for 12 years and 124 sacks. 124 sacks. Forget about it. The NFC North, they probably threw a party when that guy retired. Serious. I mean, that guy was a beast. He was so disruptive. I mean, he's obviously a Hall of Famer too, Pro Bowl. He was actually the Super Bowl MVP from when the Bears beat the Pats. Excuse me, when the Bears spanked the Pats, and won the Super Bowl back in '85. So Dent, just was honestly just a beast on that line with Mongo and Danimal. Those 3 guys right there alone, done, game over. Drop the mic, walk away. It's over. What are you gonna do? Well, if you're an offensive lineman and you're going up against the Bears back in '85, what do? You say a little Hail Mary full of grace, help me out here. I'm gonna lose the race. I mean, it was crazy lining up against these guys because you're not gonna win, right? You just know it's not gonna happen. So coming back at number 5, if you see a little pattern here, you can kind of get it. Number 5 on my list of my greatest Bears of all time was Mike Singletary, Samurai. All right, Samurai Mike. He had those crazy eyes, linebacker, right? And he was just tough as nails. To be honest with you, he was the mold and the glue behind that whole Monsters of the Midway team that we've just been talking about. Mike Singletary, linebacker, 12 years on the Bears, Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler. I mean, the guy was just, honestly, he was the heart and soul of that defense. When he would actually get the guys going, he'd be throwing tables and chairs in the locker room, getting these guys going. Honestly, he was just a bad man. Mike Singletary, he gave you that look, that crazy eye look. Here, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to reenact the Mike Singletary look on game day. Hold on. Give me a second here, guys. Let me do this. How does it look? Does it look good? I'm going to do it one more time. Ready? How's it look? I'm looking right through you. That's what he's doing. He's looking right through you guys. And that's that crazy psycho look that he would do, and he would put the fear in God on the other team. I mean, the guy was just a beast. He was also Defensive Player of the Year. Samurai Mike, how you doing? God bless. We love you. Coming in at number 4 is Brian Urlacher. Who doesn't love Lack? Honestly, Brian Urlacher, God bless. How you doing? 13 years. We're just talking about linebackers. You're right there too. 13 years. Had the Bears uniform on, the Bears jersey. 22 interceptions for a linebacker. 22 interceptions. Not too shabby, huh? Not too shabby at all. 41 sacks for a linebacker too. He was quick. This guy could run sideline to sideline and not even sweat. That's Urlacher. That was him, Pro Bowler, and he just actually got elected in the Hall of Fame, which will happen, actually, the Hall of Fame game coming up here in August. It'll be the first preseason game. It'll be the Bears against Baltimore. I can't wait for that. God bless. It's coming up before we know it, which is beautiful. So, honestly, it's like a little bit, about a month away or so, 5-6 weeks, and we're going to be seeing some football. Holy cannoli. It's coming. But he was Defensive Player of the Year. He was actually Rookie of the Year too. But Urlacher, man, that guy would be beat up. That guy would be hurt. Knees hurting, back hurting. Probably got concussed just a couple times. He just kept playing. He just kept going. And honestly, if you guys don't remember this, back in, I think it was '06, that game against the Arizona Cardinals, I think it was a Monday Night Football game. I stayed up. I was up. I don't even know how old or young I was, but forget about it. It was a 20, I think it was either 20 or 21 point deficit that we were down, that we came back and we beat them in overtime. If you guys don't remember, that was one of the greatest Chicago Bears game I've ever watched. If you guys have time, just watch some of the highlights from there. But Brian Urlacher and Devin Hester, we just talked about too. But Brian Urlacher single-handedly basically turned that game over. The last 4 minutes of that game, he became like the Incredible Hulk. You know, Bruce Banner, you know, God bless, that was you, Urlacher. So you were coming in at number 4 on the Bears list for Joey D. Brian Urlacher, how you doing? God bless. Coming in number 3. Now this one's going to come out of left field, guys. You guys aren't even going to like forget about it. You're going to shake your head. I actually personally love this guy a lot. His name was Wilber Marshall. He was a linebacker for the Bears. He was only on the Bears for 4 years. In those 4 years, he got 9 interceptions, 16 sacks. He was a Pro Bowler for us. So only 4 years. Then he went to Washington, you know, afterwards. But he helped us win a Super Bowl. But that guy, he actually, there was oh, I can't even think of the guy's name, but I watched it. It was Joe something. He was a quarterback for Detroit, for the Detroit Lions. Honestly, Wilber Marshall hit this guy so hard, this guy was knocked out. He was knocked the fun out. He got knocked the fun out. I mean, he was plowed. If you guys get a chance, go see, just Google Wilber Marshall knocking out Joe Schmo, the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. I mean, I've never seen a guy get popped like that. He popped him. He popped him. He rocked him. The guy pooped in his pants. You don't wish anybody to get hurt, but God bless, if that's not Chicago Bears tough, what is it? You know what I mean? So I love Wilber Marshall. He was actually, you know, he was so underrated as a Bear, and that's why I liked him. The guy actually came to work every day, brought his lunch pail, and just went to work and just, you know, handled business, man. That's what we do here in Chicago. We just handle business. We don't cry, we don't whine, we don't complain. We just handle business here in Chicago. Wilber Marshall, God bless. How you doing? So, now there's only 2 left on my list, okay? Now these 2 guys, alright, you guys probably know where it's going, alright? But honestly, both number 1 and number 2, you can intertwine. But my number 2 is number 51 himself. How you doing, 5'1"? Let's have some fun. Dick Butkus. Now, even though Dick Butkus, I wasn't around to see Dick play. I was born in '77. I don't remember it. I just remember it was really dark before I got here, and I didn't want to come out. Seriously, it was all nice and warm in there, you know? God bless. But I was born in '77, so my dad, God rest his soul, he would talk about Dick Butkus on how tough he was. I mean, just how tough the guy was. He was basically playing on 2 bum knees, and he was going out there making tackles and stuff. He was a linebacker for Bears for 9 years, Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, 22 interceptions, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, honestly, you know, he's what Chicago's all about. When you think Chicago, when you think linebackers, you know, he is just the epitome, the pinnacle of, like, what linebackers here in Chicago should be. I'm telling you, Urlacher, Mike Singletary, they all looked up to Dick Butkus, because Butkus, honestly, he kicked a lot of butt kicks. What are you going to do, you know? He was actually also one of the most feared players ever in the NFL. I mean, honestly, players were literally afraid of this guy. This guy would punch, kick, bite, scrap. I mean, he was just that nasty. And that's what Chicago's about. That's what we do. And we're nasty here. And we're tough as nails. Just saying. No matter if you're from the south side, the north side, or the suburb side, we're just all nasty here. God bless. We're tough. We're Chicago. Dick Butkus, how you doing? God bless. Number 1 on my list of top 10 Chicago Bear players ever, and you guys should see this coming, is sweetness, baby. Walter Payton. Who didn't love Walter Payton? Honestly, the guy was just a class act. He was actually just a sweet guy. I've heard stories about guys at the gym that knew him, that worked out with him up in Barrington, up north, and just said he was a normal guy just like me and you. He would just, you know, break bread and talk and just swap stories. He would lift weights. He would probably give the shirt off his back to you. It's unfortunate that he actually, he passed away years back and he left us early. I mean, what do we say about him, you know? I mean, he was a running back, over 16,000 yards on the ground. 16,000 yards on the ground. over 4,500 yards receiving, 110 touchdowns. 110 touchdowns on the ground. 110, baby, all right? Just saying. He had 15 touchdowns receiving. The guy was a beast. He was everywhere. He would glide. Honestly, he was like a poet out there what he would do to teams. Honestly, now here, he wasn't afraid to get hit. He would hit you. He would also basically do a little juke move, I mean, he was just sweet. Honestly, Walter Payton, God bless. You're not my #1 Chicago Bear of all time. I miss you, and you're what the Bears basically are. I love you, sweetness. That's my top 10 list. Guys that didn't make the list that maybe possibly should be. Bill George was a great linebacker too back in the day. You could also say Sid Luckman, who was also one of the greatest quarterbacks for the Bears. Funky QB, Jim McMahon. You could even throw out there, I mean, if you want to, Robbie Gould. As a kicker, Kevin Butler, you know, were solid too. You could even throw Matt Forte in there, maybe Lance Briggs, Peanut Tillman, all great Chicago Bears, and just proud guys, you know. We have a franchise that just, it's a traditional, I mean, honestly, when you think, you know, NFL football, you think the Chicago Bears, right? I mean, how many players do we have out of the jerseys actually retired? We can't even retire jerseys anymore because we got so many guys in the Hall of Fame. So, but now we got some new guys coming up here. We got Mitch Trubisky, we got Jordan Howard, we got Flo, you know, we got Akeem Hicks, Danny Trevathan, we got a bunch of guys, Raquan Smith, the rookie. So we got a bunch of guys, honestly, that hopefully one day, knock on wood, will be actually on this list too one day. And I believe where, you know, these guys actually know that tradition of being a Chicago Bear. To put that uniform on Sundays on game day and represent the team and the city what it means to be a Chicago Bear. I'm serious. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You can tell the way I'm looking at you right now what I'm talking about. That toughness, that swag if you want to call it. Being a Chicago Bear. You know, we're not cocky, I'm confident. So when I tell you that we're the best, that's a compliment. Holler. It's an H2O break. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. That was some really good H2O. Anyways, guys, I love you so much. I'm not going to be here next week. I'll be back in 2 weeks. You know, the 4th is coming. Be safe. If you play with fireworks, make sure that you, you know, have all your fingers. You know, do what you guys got to do. Please keep subscribing to my channel. Like me on the Book of the Face. Find me on the gram with the Insta. Find me on the tweet. I love you guys. I really do. Keep making comments in the comment section. I try to get back to each and every one of you. I love interacting with you guys. But I love you. I really do. Let's hug it out. Anyways, guys, football's almost here. It's coming. July's that last month before we're going to start getting ramped up and seeing things. So we're right there, and we're going to do this together. Because honestly, this is going to be a historic season for us Bears fans. And it's happening, baby. We're going to win. We're going all the way this year. Everybody, this is Joey D. And this is the Bears Beatdown. God bless. Have a great week. And I'll see you in 2. Mwah.